Tomorrow I'm heading for a week-long solo road trip here in South Central Alaska, and I thought that this is a great opportunity to talk about car camping gear. What's the most important? Please remember that I don't want to sell you anything in this video. In contrary, I am a kind of person who hates clutter, and I really think that overconsumption has become a thing and that we produce too many items. So I tend to buy a little bit more expensive gear because I believe it is higher quality and that it will last me longer. I've been car camping for almost 3 years now. I covered more than 40,000 miles while driving 3 times across the country, and then from New York City all the way up to Alaska, where I am right now. And the items that I will show you served me, or are still serving me really, really well. I believe they will last, maybe not forever, but for at least a few more years. And these are my must-haves. I think every single person trying to either build their car camping setup or even hike or backpack should have those items because they are simply worth the money. I will put links to those items in the description of this video. Those will be my affiliate links, which means that if you decide to buy them through those links, I will get a small percentage of the total price. But please do not feel obligated to do it. If you find them cheaper somewhere else, buy it over there, simply because gear is really, really expensive and we all have to save money somehow in this crazy economy. Simple like or comment will be good enough for me as a thank you for showing you what serves me well on the road. Let's start with the item that I have in my hand. This is a black diamond lantern, which is super bright. It is USB charged, but you can also buy it with batteries, and it is slightly less expensive. You can adjust the brightness simply by holding the button. It also has different color modes. But my favorite feature about this lantern is that it has hooks, which basically lets me hang it underneath my roof on one of bungee cords that I have here and then adjust its position. Additionally, it has 4 magnets, so I can attach it to the outside of my car and see what's going on in the middle of the night or during winter here in Alaska. Really, really good purchase, worth it. Second thing, probably most of you have it. If not, I think even people who don't like outdoors should have this water bottle. It is a Hydro Flask water bottle which holds temperature of beverages, both cold and hot, up to sometimes even 10 hours. I don't drink cold drinks. I am a tea drinker, so I always have hot water on me. As you can see, I have 2 bottles. I actually have 3. One more is in the car, but only one works. The thing with those is that be careful and don't drop them. If you get even a small dent, you will actually lose the insulating properties of this water bottle and it will not hold temperatures long. The other thing that probably every single person who hikes have is an Nalgene bottle. Of course, I use it for water. It has the measurements here, but also I use it at night as a hot water bottle. When it's really cold outside and I sleep in my car, I pour hot water into it. It is thick enough that it doesn't melt and also I don't get burnt, and then I shovel it into my sleeping bag and I'm toasty almost all night. At least it warms me up. I use it also, recently used it to pick wild blueberries. It was a perfect container to hold them. If we are talking about sleeping, I have 2 items that keep me warm at night. It is my down sleeping bag and this synthetic blanket. If you don't have a sleeping bag, please go with down sleeping bags. They are more expensive, but they are so worth it. The only problem with down sleeping bag is that if there is condensation in the car and if it gets wet, you will be cold because down loses its insulating properties when it gets wet. That's why I have this Rampo blanket, which is synthetic, and I put it over my sleeping bag. So it makes me warmer and also prevents down from getting wet at night. Additionally, it is a simple thing, but it actually works great. You can make it a cape. If you're cold, you can just hook it up here and then sit by the fire or somewhere else and pretend you're a Superman. I also use it when I picnic or want to sit on the ground. It is really easy to wash, and as you could see, it packs pretty well. It is a Seat to Summit compression sack, I think medium. I actually have 3 of those, simply because I use those compression sacks for my dirty laundry. You know, I don't like having a mess in my car, so I just toss my dirty laundry, especially when I'm on much longer road trips. Toss them here, compress them, throw them behind my seat, and wait until I find I have enough dirty laundry to go to the laundromat. Really good purchase. And it is, I think, also water resistant, so it is good for keeping my sleeping bag. As I said, I don't like clutter, and I like my car being organized, especially because it's just such a small space, and I want to be able to find things immediately. Packing cubes were my savers. Those are Samsonite packing cubes, but I bet you can find other packing cubes which are a little bit cheaper. When I discovered them, it was a game changer for me. They're great not only for car camping, but also for just packing in general. Another thing that I always have in my car, and it doesn't matter if I'm going on a road trip or not, this is an little Osprey backpack, which is super light, and it actually packs into this little pouch. Again, super light. You wouldn't take it on a 2-day backpacking trip, but even for a day, when I was going for day-long hikes, which were pretty easy, it will fit your water bottle, some bear spray, jacket, some snacks, and it's just convenient. And again, it takes no space. Another thing that I think that every single person should have is a set of merino wool base layers. Merino wool is incredible. It keeps you warm. It doesn't get stinky because it's antibacterial, so you don't have to wash it every single time you take it off. The only thing is that it is pretty expensive, but to be honest, you only need to invest in 1 pair and you will be okay. I have 2 sets. I have gray ones and black ones, and I use them every single day. In winter, I wear my bottoms under my jeans. I wear them when I snowboard, when I hike, when I want to be warm at night, when I sleep in the car. With tops, I basically wear them on a daily basis like today, just as, a blouse or a sweater. If you're a girl who runs marathons or hikes, or even if you're a man who does those things, I would consider investing in merino wool underwear. It is a game changer. They don't get sweaty, they don't get wet, you don't get blisters or anything like that. So I really think it's worth considering, but for those, wait for promotions, because for some reason underwear is more expensive or equally expensive as bigger pieces. Another thing that I would recommend that is made out of merino wool are merino wool socks. I buy merino wool hiking socks and they are great. I never get blisters, but I am recommending you smart wool base layers, top and bottoms, but for socks, go with Darn Tough. It is a small Vermont-based, privately owned company. Quality is incredible, and what's the most important thing? There's a lifetime warranty. If you get a hole at any time after purchasing those socks, even if it's after 10 or 20 years, you can just send those socks back to them and they will replace them. right? And you don't need to provide any kind of receipts. Amazing brand, cushioned socks, warm socks. I basically don't only hike in those, I always wear them on a daily basis. And the last piece of clothing that I would recommend is a down hoodie slash jacket. I've been wearing it for the last 5 years. It is water resistant, it packs really small, and it really is a game changer when you travel. It is pretty warm, but you also can layer it. I usually wear it underneath my rain jacket or even my hoodie. Worth the money. If you wash it, remember to buy a nick wax or a special liquid for down to keep the properties of the down. And I just noticed that I have a hole here. Make sure there are no holes or repair those. I'm not recommending you a particular brand of the fuel, but for this kind of fuel, I've been using an MSR Pocket Rocket. It is really convenient, it is small, and it hits everything, especially water, really, really fast. It is a great tool for backpackers, bikepackers, or wherever. You simply open it, screw it on, and fire it. I have also one more stove, which is more sturdy and also works great, but it is butane fueled. It is an Eureka Spark camp stove, which comes in this plastic case. And unfortunately, mine is green. I'm not a big fan of this color, but new ones are, I think, blue, dark blue, which I would prefer, but I will use this until it's not usable. So for the next probably decade or two, you simply put a butane container here and then you can cook. I think in one of other videos I explained what's the difference between butane and isopropane fuel. So I will put it somewhere here, the link to that video, so you can watch it if you are curious. Another food-related item that I would like to talk about is my cooler. So when I was preparing for car camping in general and doing my research, I didn't know if I should go with a cooler or car fridge. There are pros and cons to both options, but I am happy I didn't go with the fridge. First of all, it would buzz at night and it would drive me crazy, and also I would be really worried about source of power. Even though I have one and I will show you now what I have, but still, this cooler works perfectly. I would say that even if it's hot outside, it keeps everything cool for days. I have to add or swap the ice maybe every 3-4 days when it's hot outside. Sometimes it can last, when the temperature is like this, like today, I think it would last probably 5, 6, maybe 7 days. This is big enough for me to have food for almost a week. And the only thing that I'm always worried about is having it dirty. I read so many stories about people getting really, really sick because their cooler was contaminated. So what I do right now is I basically clean it with boiling hot water. I recently also had to use bleach simply because I was fishing and I didn't know where to carry my fish bag. So I double bag it and put it into my cooler, but I was really worried that I will get some kind of salmon bacteria, so I had to bleach it. I'm not a big fan of bleach, but I had to do it. There are different colors that you can get. It has a little handle. It is a cooler, but it works. And I also sometimes just use it as my seat because I don't have a chair. So if I want to just sit near my car and chill, I just sit on my cooler. And 2 more items. my power station and my Garmin InReach Mini. Let's start from the Garmin InReach Mini. Any satellite device will work, but if you're planning to hike anywhere where there is no reception, or especially if you're planning to road trip somewhere in remote areas of the US or in Alaska, you need some kind of GPS tracker / satellite device. It is simply a must. I don't really know what to tell. I bought it when I was traveling in the US, in the lower 48, and I had a peace of mind that if something would happen to me, and I'm not even talking about, you know, crazy stuff, but simply getting a flat tire where in the middle of nowhere where nobody can reach me and there's no traffic, I could always send a message and ask for help. There is also, of course, an SOS button that if you are somewhere in the middle of nowhere hiking by yourself and worst case scenario, get attacked by a mountain lion or a bear or something, you can hit an SOS button and it will send a signal to the Garmin service center or some kind of customer center, and they will dispatch help. This is the most expensive piece of gear that I own, and it is my Jackery power station. You probably saw many YouTubers using those. Those are worth their price. Mine is actually pretty big. It is a Jackery Explorer 1000 Pro. You don't need it to be that big. You can get only like 200, 500, or even just 1000 without the Pro. I don't even know if the Pro is still available. This particular one, I can charge this unit within 2 hours when plugging it into the outlet, or within, I think, 4 hours when I try to charge it through my car. It has many different outlets. You can use the regular outlet, you can use USB, USB-C, and also what I like about it is that you can buy jump starting cables. So, and attach and just plug them in here, as you can see, and your car will start working. I think this is it. I'm just thinking if there is anything else. Oh, yes, there is one more thing. My sleeping mattress. This is the best thing ever. This mattress is extremely comfortable. It is more comfortable than my mattress at home. It is almost self-inflatable. You just open this little in thing and it inflates. If you want to adjust the hardness, you just use this foam inflator. It takes 20 to 30 seconds to do it. It rolls pretty well. It is really thick, it is really warm. It was designed in Switzerland, I think. And when you roll it, you can pack it into this bag. So I would say that it's medium sized. You can carry it like this, but you wouldn't take it hiking or backpacking. I mean, backpacking, of course. But if you drive somewhere with your car and have even a public use cabin without a mattress, this is a really, really, really good investment. I actually also use it when I have guests, and I let them sleep in my bed and I have to sleep on the floor. And what I think, if you decide to go with this mattress, it took me forever to find a sheet that would actually fit this mattress, but this is a really good find. And you know, as a cover, just keeps the mattress clean. Even if I carry a dog here, the dog sits here, then I toss it into the laundry, and the mattress never gets dirty, never gets stinky, never gets any stains. It's just in a great condition. And I think that's it. I hope this video helps you to Make decisions about your car camping gear. I really believe that it's better to buy something that is a little bit more expensive but will last you longer. I am really excited for my road trip tomorrow. I am going to places where I've never been, so I will try to film as much as possible, and I will see you probably next week. Bye.